Today we're talking about how to set things up. We're going to discuss how you set up the manuscript, how you set up your information for an account, how you set up your information for the book itself, the types of files you're going to need. First, you need a fully edited manuscript that is formatted for both print book with double-sided pages, page numbers, page size, and with correct margins. You also need a formatted version for the ebook that has a table of contents with hyperlink. In both cases, your title page, copyright page, table of contents, and all chapters must be made with page break. The manuscript needs to be in Doc, DocX, RTF, or ePublish 3.0 reflowable format for ebooks, with a JPEG book cover whose size conforms to the distributor to which you are going. For print books, you need a cover with the front, back, and spine, and a space for the ISBN on the back side that matches the template the print-on-demand company gives you. Your covers need to be converted into PDF format. We have videos to help you with formatting and creating a cover. Now, once you have all that set up, you need to pick one or more self-publishing platforms, and we have a video to help you with that choice. And you need to set up an account with them. They will require your legal name or publisher name, no pen names at this time, your address, city, state, province, country, postcode, your phone, your email address, your tax ID number. Foreigners should get a Form 8BEN. If you do not provide a tax ID number, you may be faced with a 24% withholding on your royalties for U.S. citizens and a 30% withholding for foreign citizens. Foreigners should get that form that you sign, and it sets up your country's percentage for withholding. You will have to give them a username, which is typically your email, and a password. They will then assign you an account number. Next, you need to give information about your book, and you should have all of this ready. They're going to want the title of the book, any subtitle if there is one. They want to know if it's part of a series, the age levels, or if this is adults only, the author or contributors' names, and that can include the illustrator and the editor if you have contracts with them that specifies they get credit. You can also use a pen name at this point. The author's name can be pen names. Next, they want the author or contributor's biography if one is available. If there is none, you leave it blank. The author or contributor's affiliations. Let's say, for example, you're writing a book on cinematography. If you're a member of the American Society of Cinematographers, ASC, and if you're in the Cameramen's Union, you should list those affiliations, as it will help sell your book. Next, you have to give the genre classification known as BISAC, B-I-S-A-C. This is a standard set of names that describe the genre or type of book. And we're going to give you a link to the association, and you're going to see a whole list of names, and it's a website. So if you click on them, it will take you to the subgenres. So if you go to music, it'll say music general, music sheet music, music recording, music arranging, so on and so forth. So you look for a genre that's close to what your book is. They have fiction categories that include science fiction, mystery, etc. Next, they're going to ask what type of a book it is. And that's when you say it's like a mystery or a horror story. You need to decide on a list of keywords for searches. This is for internet searches. This is for your Bing and Google searches. Keywords describe what your book is about, be it a mystery, be it a police procedural, be it a medical, be it a book on music, be it a book on recording. My book on recording, I put down audio, sound, recording, music, sheet music, producer, engineer, recording studio, all sorts of keywords that so when people run a search looking for something, they will grab your web page or your book title from Amazon because it's listed on the internet as well. And that way your thing will come up in a search. Then you have to have a full blurb or a full description. No spoilers. This is what you use to entice readers to buy your book. This is what will be published at the site. So you should make it as exciting and sexy as possible. Usually a good blurb ends with a cliffhanger, and that hopefully gets a person to actually buy the book. And after that, they want the short contents or blurb, a couple of lines at the most. Sometimes they want a table of contents. You have to tell them what kind of a book it's going to be it an ebook or a print book. If it's a print book, you have to decide if it's going to be a hardback book or a hardcover book, a paperback book, what size it's going to be. Typically, people either go with trade publication 6x9 or pocketbook 5x7 or 5x8. If it's going to be a matte finish or a glossy finish, if the interior of the book is going to be black and white or color, what kind of paper, you're usually given a choice between white and cream colored. For color books, there's usually a very expensive type of paper that you can get, and the type of binding, and people usually get the perfect bound flat edge binding. However, if your book is small, if it's like a novella, that may not be. It may have to be saddle stitched, which is stapled. You have to decide on the cover as to whether or not it's going to have printing on the outside as well as the inside, which is a more expensive cover, or if it's just going to have printing on the outside. Same thing with the hardcover books. You have to decide if it's going to have a slip cover, if it's going to have a paper cover, and how the printing is going to be done on the hardcover book. You have to tell them how many total pages it is, and that's your standard pages. That last page number, 266, 166, 195, that's your pages. Write it down because you're going to need to give it to them. Now, once you have picked a print-on-demand self-publisher to handle your book, and you have given them all this information, including what type of a book it's going to be, hardcover or paperback, the size of the book, how many pages are in the book, they will give you a template for the cover. You then size your pictures for that template and convert it into a PDF file. Or you give that template to the company or person who is creating the cover for you, and they will generate a JPEG, possibly a PDF file, and return it to you. You, of course, will be working with a JPEG file that you have to convert to PDF by putting it into a word processor. We showed you this process and how to make a book cover, so refer to that video if you need any further tips on it. All you have to do now is upload your files to that company that you have picked, and then look at the virtual proof and get a printed proof. We always recommend you get a printed proof. This concludes our look at what you need to do before you start self-publishing a book. These are the steps you take between finishing your manuscript and starting down the road to self-publishing. If you found this video useful, give me a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and have a nice writing day.